One thing we learn over a few years of investing is that it is really a discipline rather than a science. To be able to continue the focus on compounding wealth rather than spending money freely, we need sustainable habits to keep us on track. In this video, I'll share how my wife and I devised a mini annual general meeting concept to help us stay accountable in building wealth as a family and to create or refine our financial plans. Before we jump into the details, do note that I am not a licensed financial advisor, and none of this is financial advice. We're simply presenting our research and opinions for fun and educational purposes. The agenda for our mini AGM is threefold: accountability, strategy, and budgeting. I know, this sounds like corporate buzzwords that I stole from some MNC, but trust me, the process can be very simple and provide a good basis for financial discipline. After all, if you want your family to be wealthy, you either have to be born into wealth or practice fiscal discipline like a company. Agenda number 1 is accountability. We share our portfolios with each other as a way to check against our targets. For example, we use it as a basis to briefly explain to each other why some stocks outperform our expectations and why other stocks underperform. This is not a measuring contest for showing off our gains, but rather to step back and review our positions as objectively as possible. For those that are in the red or underperforming the market in general, we use the numbers as a way to re-evaluate our investment thesis, asking questions such as, has the fundamentals of this business changed? Or are there existential threats on the horizon? We declare the good, the bad, and the ugly about our investments, and try to minimize our emotions. Agenda number 2 is strategy. Voicing out and re-evaluating the risk-reward ratio of our positions can help us to understand our long-term investment thesis. Since we do not day trade, starting any position in the stock market always requires a mid to long-term analysis of a company. Once you include more stocks into the portfolio, you will need a strategy for deciding how to allocate or reallocate your funds across different sectors or different companies. For example, one strategy we might share with each other would be something like, I will lower my exposure to A company because of B reason, and dollar cost average into C company because of D reason. We explain our overall investment strategies for next year and voice out the uncertainties and backup plans if any. Agenda number 3 is budgeting. This is super important because for most of us who earn a fixed salary, how much we spend will determine the money we can put to work through investments. So we look through our bills and check our spending on necessities, whether it has been consistent over the year. We identify big ticket items such as buying new furniture, appliances, luxury items, or holidays, and question if we felt like we spent a fair amount overall. This is highly subjective, of course, but we find it valuable to keep up to date with our own spending habits. If we identify overspending, we discuss ways to avoid lifestyle creep and discuss alternatives to products and services we think that we need. Then, we estimate the spending for the next year and calculate our expected investment input. This creates some excitement as we get to look forward to building wealth, and it helps to maintain some discipline in terms of spending. We also note down any potential big ticket items such as buying a new smartphone or laptop, then set a final budget for the year. And with that, we can conclude the mini AGM. If done correctly, we should now have an idea on how we will build wealth and how we will manage our expenses for the coming year. Not bad for an hour or so's work, right? Even though we just started this practice this year, I can say with confidence that it will benefit us in the long term. Personally, I think that even if you don't hold a mini AGM in this manner, the budgeting concept is something that everyone should be doing. Seriously, the amount you might be spending on unnecessary things will shock you. Having to think about the loss in potential wealth because I wanted to buy something that would be enjoyable only for a moment has helped me to be smarter about my purchases. For example, I consider how much improvement in lifestyle something really gives and how transient is the enjoyment. Because every purchase is benchmarked against wealth building, directly affecting when I can be financially independent from a day job. Of course, We should not be too extreme in being frugal. We indulge ourselves once in a while to ensure that our habits are sustainable. More on this in a future video. Now, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What are some habits that you have found helpful to manage your finances? Leave us a comment down below. If you are interested to hear more from us, subscribe to our channel to get notified every time we release a new video. Gently tap the thumbs up button for the almighty YouTube algorithm. And if you find this helpful, share this with your friends and family. We will see you in the next video.